Hello, Sisters in Service. Today is a solo cast. It is just me, myself, and I. And as we approach Veterans Day, I wanted to share something with you that has been on my heart for a long time. I have labeled this in particular segment Indivisible, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I've been wanting to speak on something that's been heavy on my mind for some time: the invisibility of women veterans. This began several months ago when I noticed during a particular veteran holiday the absence of women veterans that were seen and or heard during local newscasts. I started to wonder why we are not seen or recognized by anyone, including our veteran brothers. However, I will say that not all of my veteran brothers, because some of them are very well versed in how hard it is for us as veterans. So the title is Indivisible. Let me give you the definition of indivisible. Indivisible means impossible to divide or separate, or consisting of one whole whose parts cannot be divided or treated individually. Now, when you think about our time in the service, this makes sense. We worked as a collective to get the mission of the base completed. We were recognized and rewarded for our hard work and dedication for the most part. Now, here's the definition of invisible: not perceptible by vision, not openly acknowledged or made known. See, once we leave the service, we're not seen, we're not recognized, we're not heard, we're not rewarded for our efforts in service, or even for the efforts that are made out of service. I've heard many stories of families not recognizing their female sisters for the efforts because they did not fight in a war. Now, I was in during Desert Storm, so I didn't actually deploy. But I'll be damned if someone's going to tell me I'm not a veteran or that I don't look like a veteran. The number of times we have to remind organizations that I am the veteran, such as the VA and or base hospital. The confrontations from civilians challenging our veteran status, even with appropriate license plates or what we wear that clearly states we are veterans. How does this happen? Now, I live in North Carolina, and I have to say that this state needs to own up to the fact that there are 295,000 veterans, of which 84,000 are women. And all we get is the proverbial veteran-friendly state. Still not sure what that means. And if anybody's listening and you can inform me, please do so. However, there are other states that revere their veterans, i.e. Texas. California is another one, the San Diego area. Why the disparity, even with all the women veterans groups and organizations that are easily accessible online? Even when we are standing up to be counted, or at least we think we're being included. There are still the male-dominated coffee and lunch get-togethers, which I'm not sure will ever change. So what do we do? Who's responsible? Then I realized that we are not seen as veterans because people, i.e. civilians, don't see us as veterans on our local news. Can you honestly say that your local news is doing their job in making sure women veterans are seen, especially during veteran holidays and events? It's always the same thing. They find a male veteran in the crowd, no offense to my veteran brothers, and not once do I see a female veteran being interviewed about their service or their feelings about having served. So here's my challenge for my sisters in service. On Veterans Day and the weekend that follows, check out your local news to see if you can find any women veterans who have been interviewed in your area. Let me know on social media or on my website at www.podpage.com/sisters-in-service about what you observed. I think that once people, and again, I say civilians, start to see us on a regular basis, then maybe we can become indivisible again. Thank you so much for listening. As always, please stay safe, take care of each other, and until next time.